F125 is just around the corner, so today I'm going to reveal my plans for the upcoming game. Now, the game comes out on Tuesday at 4 o'clock PM in the UK. By the time that's installed itself, it'll probably be dinner time, so realistically, I'm not going to release anything on Tuesday. The first videos from me on F125 will come Wednesday, and a slightly different change this year. Career mode isn't going to be the first video that you see on my channel for F125. I'm going to be doing a backwards race at Silverstone in the wet. I've had a thought about this, and I think that to try and see if there's any improvements in the wet weather racing as well, it will be a wet to inter race, and then we should try and hopefully see a little bit of maneuverability around the pit stops as drivers make that move from wet to inters. We'll also put on approximate weather as well, if that's still a thing in F125 too. So yes, that should be interesting to see A, what the backwards tracks feel like, and B, how the AI and everything feels in the wet compared to F124. That'll then be followed by the first episode of Career Mode, which will come out on Thursday. So Career Mode, I only did 3 seasons on F124, and that was partly due to the fact that the racing on F124 wasn't good, and I just lost motivation. I picked it up at the end with season 3. I can't lie, I was slightly disappointed that we missed out on the Drivers' Championship, but I did love the way that we won the Constructors, especially at the end there. I'm looking forward to what Driver Career Mode has to offer. Obviously, there is the option to add APX and Connor Sport to the series. Now, I'm going to be honest, I think that you're going to see a lot of creators, if they do Driver Career Mode, pick APX or Connor Sport and bring them in their career mode. So I'm not necessarily going to say, yes, I'm going to bring it in. The problem is, I don't think they fixed the contract system from F124. Remember, you get those 4 options and they can be quite mid. In actual fact, they're very mid at times as well. So yes, I'm hoping they have fixed that with, the fact that they should have taken a look at that when they did driver transfers to give us some more options too. We'll have to wait and see. We've got the return of Elena. Maybe, hopefully, they've given her a few more cutscenes than last year. Fingers crossed. But obviously, their priority will be my team this season too, and trying to deliver that new contract that they need to produce F126 and beyond. So the original plan was supposed to be a road for Mercedes after completing the road for McLaren, except I didn't do the road for McLaren because we didn't get to McLaren. I like the option of season 3, getting to season 3 in the past, getting to the team that we're supposed to be with in the past. However, I think I need to see what options come up available. It'll be interesting to see what we do, but that's where we're going to start, in the Mercedes Junior Academy. What would Antonelli's race career look like had it been dropped into Williams rather than Mercedes? I think that could be an interesting aspect of the career mode, trying to get Mercedes. But it's not like F123 where I've done this before. Remember, was it F122 when we did the... Yes, it was F122 when we did the Albon style career mode from Williams back to AlphaTauri as it was then, and then on to Red Bull to win the drivers in the Constructors' Championship, and then on to Porsche domination then as well. But yes, I'm interested to see where this career mode goes, whether we bring APX or Connor Sport in. And if there's not an interesting option for me, then yes, I will bring them in. But I'm not necessarily going to confirm that we are going to bring them in. It'd be interesting to see what the drive career mode looks like, whether it is a My Team, just basically gives you a My Team start, or whether it is a proper driver career mode as well. Obviously, we know that there's scenes coming for the APX stuff, so it'd be nice to get some of the character voices and cross that in over to career modes. That would be nice, but we'll have to wait and see. too. And obviously the advantage that APX have is they've got realistic sponsors too, as well, although I'm not entirely sure it's the exact copy as well. This is advantages is obviously it is the same car. There is, I mean, it is possible for modding too, but I mean, it's the FOM car. You to mod the FOM car, it's different to all the teams cars to mod. Obviously, I'll be introducing mods as I always do for the liveries and creating the liveries as I usually do for career mode. Again, if you've got any ideas of where you want it, what teams you want to see in career mode, then let me know in the comments below. This is your chance in this video actually to let me know what you want to see for anything you want to see for F1 25 too. Please let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to get that out. So yes, I mean, it's a loose thing about career mode really. 35% races will be back after being 25% for season 3 of F1 24. Hope to get more seasons out, but I'm not going to say anything. There'll only be one episode a week. I'm planning to go back to the 2 videos a week. You know, try not to push the quality on. Push the quality on some of the career mode videos to try and get the videos out. I think that to try and focus on making sure they're better for you, and if they're terrible races, then hope there is a chance of re-recording. Obviously, I have done 50% career modes in the past, but that's not really possible with the time I've got free to record videos at the moment. The other problem with career mode videos with 50% is the sprint races take for ages. Like you're talking a whole weekend just to record a sprint race, the sprint weekend, which is insane. I wish they introduced custom calendar options, but I don't believe they have. So moving on from career mode, what else is going to be coming? And there's 2 series that are going to be hitting the channel. One's going to be actually coming sooner rather than later, and that's game experiments. Game experiments have sort of gone away on F1 24. There was one that I was supposed to do with the mod, and I just ran out of time to do it realistically. You know, had a break from making career mode content now, and now trying to ready to get back to it. Yes, fancy liveries. Game experiments. I'm looking to bring a lot more and make it into a proper series, and it will be obviously the one we do first every year since they made this an option. I think back in F1 2021. Equal cars, that'll be coming out on Friday next week. There'll be an equal cars video too. And then obviously Saturday will be the final upload of the week. So before uploads next week, which, because I'm a part-time YouTuber, is not too bad as well. Plus I don't have early access to the game, so it's not like I can make videos next week to have double uploads. I can't do that. I don't have the access to the game currently. Bear that in mind. But yes, game experiments, I want to bring that back. We've got stuff like the print F2 cars and the F1 engine, seeing how that does. There's been so much stuff with the classic stuff, but I've never been able to really get that to work since F1 22. And there's a whole load of other stuff too, that I have a list of stuff that I'm ready to give a try and see what happens too. Obviously, I just mentioned Fancy Liveries too. That's the other big series, you know. And those are the 3 main series: career mode, game experiments, Fancy Liveries to begin with, as well. Yes, Fancy Liveries as well will also be coming very soon too. I've already got 2 in mind. I actually got a third. So the first one, realistically, there's obviously been loads of proposals going around. They're trying to make Monaco retro round, where you have retro sponsors or retro liveries. And realistically, I'm going to be bringing some of that all into one episode. It may or may not be the first episode, I don't know. That depends on how quickly I can get around to modding it and stuff. Hopefully it should be. I should be able to get out there. I've already done some research on getting some old sponsor logos as well, so it'll just be a matter of time of trying to get the right cars and picking cars. This is where I need your help as well. What liveries from yesteryear do you want to see for each of the 10 teams as well? Bearing in mind I've not seen any of the paint files or stuff like that, so I can't realistically say what I'm able to do with that, because obviously there are limitations to that too, and hopefully we have modding available. The early indications, I did see something that Josh Merrin said that it was more open than F124, but that is early indications. That's not saying that we do have the options to do that in F125. Fingers crossed we do. But yes, obviously after that there'll be the white ball and the pink RB, definitely two that I'm going to be doing, and then I'll have to wait and see what other teams bring in terms of new liveries throughout the season. If there's any that I really like, then I'll do them. Obviously, McLaren, awful livery, and the Slauber livery where they sneezed a bit more on it than usual, definitely not going to be doing those. The first thing actually that I'll probably do is just off camera, is just make that livery, try and make that Slauber livery a whole lot better, because it is awful too, as well. And then there'll obviously be some other liveries, such as Lotus is always a popular one I like to bring back, possibly Renault as well, maybe a blue and yellow Williams, but realistically the Williams livery this year is not, I don't think it's going to be the greatest for modding as well. I mean, this, to be fair, the Williams livery in the past, I mean, comparing where we were in F120, if anything's better than what happened in 2019, realistically. So yes, I'm stepping away from F125. Obviously, F1 Manager's going to be coming back at some point too. So yes, I need to go and do some research and have a look at some liveries for that. I may or may not have made a mistake on the save file, so I need to go and redo the final race off camera again, but it will probably be fine as well. You guys did vote to fire Albon, and it's a bit late. It might not be able to get rid of him. We'll have to wait and see who's available to sign. I will have a look in the driver market though and see who's available, who's interested, bearing in mind obviously obviously we are at the end of the season. Most of the drivers will have signed contracts that would have been available for their new teams as well, and that is going to be expensive to remove Albon because he is under contract. Remember, we signed him under contract to avoid him moving to Aston Martin at the end of season 1 of that series. Whether that series continues after that is yet to be seen. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to wait and see about that. Depends on what if you guys like it or not as well. Yeah, and then obviously if we move later into the series, there'll be some videos on some game ideas, although that ultimately depends on EA's contract. If not, then I'll make a video focusing on that and what a new developer. We might not have an F126, but obviously looking forward to this time next year, we have GTA 6 coming out. I mean, if there is an F126, I do not think it will be coming out at the same time as GTA 6. So EA and Codemasters really need to think about that. Obviously, they've just lost the WRC game, so whether or not they do have a contract, who knows. But if obviously GTA 6, I'll release some videos on here. There'll be some racing content. There's probably going to be some one-off videos as well. A set course of Evo is due to its full release at some point later in this year, and then also Project Motor Racing has just come out. I might give that a try too as well. If there's any sort of one-off gaming videos, video games, racing games that you want me to try as well, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much the update. 15 in quarter of an hour. I know it's not much, but yeah, I have concerns about what's going to be available in driver career mode, what that's going to look like. I may not lose motivation after a third season, especially if they haven't fixed R&D unlocks too, and that's still linked to thing with your teammate. I've forgotten the name. It's gone out of my mind. The reputation thing, slider percentage with your teammate. If that's still linked to still locked, then it really is a problem for R&D and uploading too. But yes, I'm going to leave it there. If you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new to see F125 on this channel as when it comes out next week. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.